Welcome back here to the Port Macquarie Regional Stadium for this men's 30s or men's seniors game, which will take place between the Wallsend Wolves in the sky blue. They're running right to left on your screen. They're taking on the Sydney University Stingers. And I'm joined pleasurably in commentary by Matt Screeney, the head coach of Manly. How you going, Screno?
Good, Nath. How are you, mate?
I'm well. Loving it, mate. How good's it being back at State Cup, mate?
Oh, it was awesome. When we drove in the car park yesterday, I got a little bit of chicken skin because it's just great, so good to be back playing touch and seeing all the crew we haven't seen for so long. It's really good, man. And
as I just mentioned before, head coach of the Manly side, and how are the boys looking heading into this afternoon's games?
Well, game one for us at Savo, we're looking really good. We've got a very, very young team. Got a couple of 17-year-olds in there and quite a few 18-year-olds as well. And a few boys have joined us because we've lost a couple of players. So it's really good to see what we can come up with these guys, and hopefully, give some teams some solid competition, which I have no doubt we will. We're running really well.
Yeah, you mentioned, and we spoke yesterday, you lost a couple of players as well due to freak injuries at training, which also doesn't help, does it, when you're trying to develop the young blokes?
Exactly. We lost Joshy Turner, who's one of the really gun young middles in the game at the moment, with a broken arm and a concussion at a training session, and then we lost Sam Kelly, who's an Australian winger, so two major losses. But it's good that we got some depth in our club, so we can still press forward and still hopefully, answer a few critics and go well in the competition.
Sydney Uni, head there. No doubt you will, mate. I'm sure, as you were talking before about teams being underestimated, there's no doubt that you'll have the boys ready to go come this afternoon. And I won't give away what you said to me just before we come on air, but that's okay. I'll keep that as a secret till after, and no doubt you'll celebrate tonight. So
that's a good choice, Nath, keeping that as a secret. Thank you, mate.
As the Wolves get up over halfway, and they earn themselves a penalty. Big Tommy Taylor picking the ball up with one hand. And Jacob Carney playing in the middle for the Wolves, and Tommy picks it up, gives it away, and sharp play, the old bounce back, and they're coming down the short side, and that'll be the last touch and change over. Dane Ryan for the Stingers will take the ball to the box, and Sydney University the first time they've had a men's 30 side. Tommy Taylor obviously called offside there by the referee, and they get the penalty and their first chance to attack. Stuart Parnaby, current coach of the North women's program at the Bears, so playing for the Stingers here today, and I'll go forward. That's Andrew Lees, I believe, so taking the ball forward.
Yeah, just setting up here looks like they're going for a middle platform here, the boys. They're still very sharp on their feet, the guys, for this age, so it's really good to watch. And clearly can throw. Playing some fairly controlled footy at the moment in terms of field position, just rucking up and down quite simply. Trying to make some big metres. Still good to see some of these older guys running around playing some quality touch football for their age. It's they're really adopting the current running style of the men's game, open men's game. So it's good to watch.
Thanks for covering that, Matthew. As Cameron Maxwell's on the field, a coach of the mixed open. So it's the best thing about touch, isn't it, Scrano? You'll see the people, and I know a lot of people are pumped about being back here, is just seeing people around the grounds and their involvement in multiple teams. You'll see, and no doubt you're going to hand in your men's opens A and B, and here we are. There's coaches and families and players and referees and everything here. It's a great carnival. If you haven't been here and you're tuning in, make sure next year you put your name down and join a team and get up here.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's such a great community sport. It's you're right. You see a lot of coaches that are out there running. You don't actually recognise them in their playing strip when they're actually playing, because generally they're in a sub box having open conversations with referees. But it's really good to see these guys play and seeing the coaches play. And it's funny. I haven't played for so long, but now that I've taken on coaching roles, I'd hate to actually see myself probably playing touch football, especially live stream, and probably especially with you commentating, Nathan. Sure, you'd carve me up on the field, mate.
I'd look after you, mate. As Cam West scores the first try for the Sydney University Stingers. A simple play there, just a quickie, and just stood him up and just jumped to the outside. And I'll take the lead, the Stingers. And I'll swap around, and the Wolves will run left to right. on the screen and looking to hit straight back. And it's Colby Smith with the new style of hair, and Arbuckle there is dancing, and he gives the ball back, and that'll be Forbes with the ball. And oh no, it's not Forbes at all. And there's Arbuckle, and he gets touched. It was Jason Gray in there, beg your pardon. So Gray and Arbuckle will do the dancing with Smith here at Lincoln. Smith, he gets the ball. Smith, he's got speed. He tries the flick. He tried the Benji Marshall flick. Referee Goodwin says ball down. Probably a little bit unlucky there, Matt.
Yeah, mate, it was really solid defence from the winger there. He had to really get a stop on that, and he did it well. Had the number one, I'm not quite sure of his name, released a little bit earlier. It was definitely a try, so solid wing defence.
We've had a ref go down, and she does well to get out of the way there. I'll go 6 to go here. They own the playback with Smith, and Ryan's exponent of the quickies. He loves dancing around the middle of the field. He played for Balmain in the Vorden Cup and was a part of their winning side for the men's Division 4, and he's come up to the age group here, and Ryan will get the quickie back, and he's got some space. They've got Umbers. He goes long. Looked to be forward. Did it float? Till the referee's happy. Referee Goodwin's got the arm up as forward, and they're going to call with it. I will agree with that strongly. It's a good call by referee Goodwin. And shake of the head from Dane Ryan, but have to agree. And once again, we've got to give thanks to the referees. We've got over 250 referees here this weekend, and well over 600 games to be officiated. And Matt, you know, and as you mentioned before, there's plenty of open dialogue, but they do a fantastic job for us all weekend, don't they?
Oh, mate, they do. Well, you know, it's clear, and everyone knows it. Without them, we do not have a competition. It's that simple. And but the way that they do control the game, and they don't get engaged in conversation unless it's warranted, it takes a very strong-willed person. So, yeah, my hats are off to referees, and it's taken me a couple of years to become friends with them, but I'm doing my best. They are good people, and they're up here just enjoying it as much as what the players are.
As the Stingers sweep on, looking for the play, and they've got the ball picked up by Richardson and given away, and they're going to attack the line. There's West, a try scorer. He gives it off to Glenn and can't hold onto it, the uni boys, and they've got to go, I think, just on that, a lot of lateral movement there. They've got to try and go a little bit forward. You spoke about the running game and the men's opens in particular. Looking forward to that this afternoon. There's going to be some flash games. We've got Bankstown and Parramatta at Dawson West, and your boys taking on the Coast a little bit later on, but those games will be extremely quick, won't they?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to watch, you know, when the boys are on both teams, when they're actually running, and how their passing game and their direct running game to make the metres, and off the end, their power plays on the field. It's very, very impressive, and you can chuck a blanket over quite a few of the men's Premier League teams at the moment. So, yeah, it's hard to pick, Nathan, exactly who's going to be there on Sunday afternoon, because it could be anyone at the moment. There's a lot of teams playing quality touch and some great players amongst them.
The momentum there. Jerome Gray just couldn't pick it up and get the pass away, and the Stingers hold on. This is end-to-end stuff here, and they'll be looking just to complete, I think. And there's Salvaterra heading towards the box now for the Stingers, and West's a try scorer. He'll dance and give it away, and the ball's off the ground by Collis, and here they come, the reinforcements on the field. There's Ryan, he gives it away, and you got Nick Bruce with the ball. Ryan picks it up, he stands, he goes Maxwell, is he called onside? It's playing on, is he? No, he's been called onside, Cameron Maxwell, and Dane Ryan once again a shake of the head, and he'll get back in the defensive line. He wasn't happy with that one, but Cameron Maxwell, he sold the dummy. So lost Eskimos, Cameron Maxwell with that one. As they head towards the box, the Wolves, they get up over halfway, and the retreating line, and Dane Ryan changes that, and Tom Taylor meets Ryan. Middle of the field, they go to the latch play, and here he comes, Colby Smith. Gives it out to the winger. There's a foot race on Nash for the line. He's over. The little pop play on the latch, and he gives himself a round of applause, Trent Nash. He's happy with that one. But just too quick there on the latch, and the little pop at the end, and creates that overlap. Matt.
Yeah, that was beautifully executed. That was just looking like they were going for a quick little dump on a 4-on-3 there, and just bounced last second. It's pretty cool to watch these guys. Obviously, they lose a bit of foot speed when they age a bit, but their brains are there because that was executed beautifully.
You mentioned that. It's one of the great things. We've got plenty of side. 18 teams in the men's 40s participating, which will go into a championship and bowl come Sunday. But, yeah, there's no rest for the wicked with the age teams. It's Parnaby with the ball. He stands it up, looks, throws over, and there's Smith. He's dangerous, Colby Smith. He's in everything at the moment, and he's easily noticeable with the hairstyle like that. I think back in the day you would have had something like that, Scrano.
Oh, mate, I did. I think I probably would have, but for those that know me now, I don't anymore. So thanks for raising that, Nathan. I really appreciate that, mate. I get there's no cameras on us in here.
And you're not wrong with the pick up there, and he's been called offside, Justin Corbett, and on the roll there. Wallsend here, when they do start to get that momentum down to the line, they're a massive threat here. They were very probably stock standard and very one-dimensional in the first 5, and this last 5 they just sort of started to build a little bit of momentum, and they're starting to hit back. I don't know if the statics here, I think they're coach killer, that one, but I think I think you'll agree that when they come on with that momentum on the drive, they're dangerous, but when they get an opportunity to do the statics, they look a little bit lost.
Yeah, I would agree. I think they're a much better running game. And back in the day, we used to play Wallsend a lot in the men's 30s and 40s, and we had some battles with them. And we were always a top 4 team with these guys, and their running game was just lethal, especially when their power plays on the field. It was really hard to match it with them. And just, being a country team, strong country team, and workload is massive, and they're always in the grind. They're the kind of team, Wallsend or club, happy to win 1-0. They're just happy to get out there and run hard and defend hard. So, yeah, I would agree, mate. They're certainly better off the end of a hard drive. Yeah,
they're just probably looking in the attack as the Stingers will look to reclaim the lead here. There's a try scorer, West, and you get the ball off the ground by Salvatore. He was offside, that player, and Tommy Taylor makes a touch on there. But touch. Donahue, I feel, was offside there. And
I'll be looking at getting Dane on here. Dane Ryan, number 33 for the Stingers here on a repeat set. He's very dangerous, very sharp on his feet, seems to set up a lot of plays.
As they throw long over the top, and he's gone for it, but he's come up empty-handed, the winger for the Wolves. And Sydney Uni, and there it is. As we said, they build that momentum, and Sydney Uni run into the play, and we get the long ball, and I think it's Ben Collis collects a try for the Stingers, and they retake the lead, 2-1.
Hell of a long ball. That was almost a 30 to 40 metre cut out left to right. That's a pretty magical pass.
You take that in your side, wouldn't you, Scrano, with some of the young blokes? If they could match it with foot speed, you'd take them.
Any day of the week, mate. Any day of the week. That was a good try.
As they go forward, and you've got Baker with the ball, and there he is, Colby Smith. He's a dangerous player. He's in everything so far, and they'll stand and play. And there's Carney with the ball. No, it's not. It's Gray. I keep getting those two mixed up. But Gray will get the link quick. He steps off the left, gives inside, and Nick Bruce, in those flashy orange boots, he sticks out the left mitt and couldn't hold on to it. But they'll stay on the attack here.
Yeah, I think you'll find, Nathan, they'll be looking for Colby out here. Might run a little punish on this link if the link presents. He's, again, very, very sharp on his feet.
And they go. There's Gray. Gives it back to Smith. He dives. He scores. Richardson doesn't get him. It's a try. Colby Smith. I told you he was in everything. And there he is again. Collects another. Nathan Richardson off the line. And just couldn't get him on the inside. He had too much pace on the outside for the Sydney Uni defenders. And Richardson just misses. And they level it up. It's 2 apiece with 16:40 on the clock.
Yeah, we got a little tap-off move here with Dane on the field here, so it'll be interesting to see what sort of play they run here.
Bruce as well. Those orange boots, you can see him coming. And off the ground is Angus Glynn. He gives it back, Ryan, to Glynn, and they're going to go the Rooster play. He steps off Glynn. He's got some speed as well, and he looks to pass, but Matt Cole says no space here, and Bruce picks the ball up. He gives it to Ryan in the middle of the field. The call's coming from Andrew Lees on that far side, but there's Glynn at dummy half. They go the Rooster play. Dane Ryan pumps it long. There's space, and great defence, and probably just didn't engage that defence as much as he probably had a little bit more time than what he thought.
Yeah, mate, I think so, but you can see the dangers. That was a magic pass right to left from Dane, and I think they need to be finding him. He could be the difference in in the Stingers winning this game with that pass that he's got.
As they look for the lats of Wolves in this running game, they've got to just keep going at the line. And here he is. There's Carney. Ball's picked up out the back, the passive to Taylor. Taylor looks, he gives it the bat over the top, and they go for the Hail Mary. And it's probably a little bit early for the Hail Mary, I think. Abbey should just kill it on the sideline. But nevertheless, you miss Screno, one of the best tries you'll ever see. No doubt you'll see it on the New South Wales Touch Socials a bit later. This flick pass at about 25 metres. It was the first try for the Makos in the last game. And yeah, Carly and I barely just sat down, and they were in as they get some momentum. Parnaby picks it up with the left scoot. There's space there, and Smith, he sticks it out the mitt and couldn't hang on, but the Stingers will get a chance to attack here. There's just under 15 on the clock. There's absolute plethora of time left, and they'll go on the attack.
Be interesting to see what plays they go through here with some hopefully high percentage plays first to try and figure out the defence and see what they can throw at them at the end. But yeah, you'd be worried here because they do have a lot of arsenal there for sure.
Oh, Parnaby goes for the line. I think he's short. Did he lose it? The referee says it's okay. Love to see the slow-mo of that one. Parnaby step back, and he had him. He's an experienced campaigner, Stu Parnaby. He stepped back at the line, and that ball, it'd be interesting to see with a bit of zoom whether there was a roll at the end of the arm, and he sort of tucked it under at the end like an Easter egg, and they've given the try, and they go the lead. 3-2 to the Stingers. And Wallsend with the right to reply.
Yeah, mate, I think this game's going to certainly go down to the wire. We're going try for try here, and it's pretty good touch football.
And they're on the attack, the Wolves, and they go the quickie, and Gray picks it up, and he goes out the back, and they got space again. Oh, Matt Cole. A little bit of space. It was probably not the traditional passive where they dig into that line and go really flat out the back. It was more of a 4-on-3 setup. And Matt Cole levels it up.
Yeah, mate, that was a great pass, actually. It was the way that he threw that ball just into space. It was magical, and the way the link got there was kind of an unorthodox play, but maybe it was set up. It looked very, very good, and it was a magic pass.
Yeah, it wasn't traditional, that's for sure. As Ryan goes a quickie out and he gives it short. Andrew Lees, speaking of experienced campaigners, Andrew Lees, the rugby union referee, scores for the Stingers, and Dane Ryan gets the quickie to the short side and puts Lees hits that gap, and the Stingers, anything you can do, we can do better.
Yeah, mate, it's good to watch, isn't it, this level of touch football. I've always enjoyed watching the 30s boys. You know, I played for Manly a lot when I was playing touch football in the 30s, and it was always a really good challenge. You don't have the foot speed, but you've got the experience, and it was there were so many games so many teams you'd throw a blanket over, and anyone could win it up here at Port Macquarie to State Cup.
As Maxwell with the ball for the line, and he goes through and steps back. There's a trip over, there's space. He pops it over. They got there. There's a dive, and the referee says no. As you said, I mentioned before in the coverage, we had the men's 40s on the outside fields, and they were getting quite fiery out there. They're definitely not short of passion. The men's 40s, that's for sure. And some red hot sides there. The Western Suburbs side. I don't know if you've seen El Tashi, Stanton, Daisley.
Stacked. Absolutely stacked.
There's a lot of very good players on that side. They're going to be tough to beat, no doubt. But
am I right in saying that I think did Paul Spheres make a comeback in the men's 50s?
Paul didn't. Mick Moose is playing. He's playing. Featuring in the side. He's I thought when I heard he was registered, I thought he might have been just carrying the bottles, Mick Moose, but no, he's running part. He's running hard out there, blowing a bit. The humidity here is very high, so they'll sweaten it up before the men's 40s. And Parnaby will go the quickie again. He looks to step back to dive, and
I'm
Tom
say
Taylor.
That ball's down.
Tom
good
Taylor
touch.
on the outside. It's a good touch. But Parnaby, he's an exponent of the quickie. He likes to get nice and low. You'll see him dig his sort of head in here. You'd probably get away with that at 30s. I think men's opens, you'd probably get shoved to the ground. But Parnaby goes the dummy, and the call must have been leave because Tommy Taylor was standing there like a bottle of soft drink, going absolutely nowhere. And Stu Parnaby extends the lead. The Uni getting that breather that they've wanted. 5-3.
Yeah, it's all about defence now for Uni. They've got the lead. They've got a 2-try lead, so you've got to concentrate solely on defence now. But when you got players like this fella on the field, it's going to be he'll be very hard to stop. So you might see a change in the score here very shortly.
So talk a little bit the coaching whilst I've got you here. It can't all be fun and games. We get a bit serious for the moment. Is when in state cup like this, is the Wolves on the attack. They got some space. And they can't get through Gary Baker, and there's no winger there.
Oh, they've only got 5 on. That was a try. It's a little bit disappointing. They still haven't figured out. I think the boys are onto it now.
Yeah, and the hands are up. And I was just going to say to you, what minute does the counting the clock start? If you've got to lead by 2, obviously you don't want to be defensive. You don't want to, as the referees stop play here, and Richardson thinks he's away, but he's been brought back and. He's gone, I know it's cricket season, Nathan Richardson, he's gone for the Kevin Peterson a la 2005 Ashes look, so it's probably something I might look to don around the Christmas time as well, why not?
I'd like to see that, Nathan.
As I did in COVID, they dive for the line, the Wolves, they've got there, they're going to call the touch, I think. I could have sworn he got to the line, Gray.
That's a very, very... that was a tough call. I think it was touch and go, that's for sure.
And then Ryan gets up and absolutely whacks Carney, and the ball's picked up by Gray out the back to Cole. He's looking for another one. But, yeah, what I was saying before we went on a bit of a tangent, that when does it, you get a lead by 2, when does it start, time to kill the clock? Because you've still obviously got to play field position, and all it takes is one try back and it gets a bit close. So... as they come down this far side, this might be the extension, and he dances, playing on, he's almost stopped, and Ben Collis, well, if they weren't going to kill the clock, they're going to start now. There's 8.5 to go, and they've got the lead of 3.
Yeah, that's probably right now, mate. Their main focus, mindset should be purely defence. As of now, it's a solid lead. It's a good lead to protect, so that's what they should be. Just looking at their 1% plays, getting everything right. Getting field position, not trying to push it too hard. They have got the lead, and it's all about defence.
And Donahue back and looking to get back on the ball there, lead. And here comes the press defence by the Stingers. This is the first bit of intensity we've seen all game, and Donahue plays it. Ball off the ground. Donahue steps back. He's dancing, and this energy here has come from the Uni.
I think they've got it on side. Looked like they had 5 on again. The winger's nice and wide there.
Oh, they're through, and that's a try. Is that he got past? No. The hand's been put up there by Cam West. And he's saying that's touch. Donahue not happy about it. He gives the frisbee throw back to West, and they play the ball, and 7.5 on the clock, and go forward. And West will pick it up with one hand and passes it off. Richardson at half. He gives it away to Parnaby, and Parnaby takes 12 metres. They get up near halfway, or up over the 10, and they'll go forward. Parnaby will pick this up. He'll pick it up, and he steps back short. And good defence. Matt Cole, he's been very good for Wallsend today, and there's a little bit of frustration creeping in every time there's a decision. They're turning around looking at the men and women in pink. So there's that frustration. The humidity starting to wear and tear, and as I mentioned before, I was talking to Carly about the prep. And we're back to the OG. We're back to the 30 minutes. Matt, how have you found as a men's opens coach? How have you found, obviously you're relatively young blokes, so the fitness sort of comes naturally for most of those guys. But have you changed anything from the previous years? We've obviously had COVID. We've had the bushfires where it's been shortened games. Have you changed anything in the lead up to this state cup?
Not really, mate. We have worked, there's an intercept.
He's dancing up the far side. The foot race is on. He's up over halfway. Look at him go. He's got 15 to go. He stops. He plays it. Very unselfish. He goes for it. They go the long pass out. They're at 6s and 7s, the Stingers. And look at him go for the line. And they stop. Oh, it's come to a standstill. They had them all ends up here, and they pick the ball up, and they go. They've still got the overlap. Colby Smith's got there, has he? They're bringing the crowd back, the men's 30s.
That's great defence there by the Stingers. It's amazing what it does. When you've got a lead like that, you can really lift in defence. That was a solid effort for those boys to get back and run down that intercept and then realign, get into their defensive policy.
That's amazing. You can see the box there. They got ecstatic there with that save. That's a massive save in this part of the game. As we mentioned before, all it does is just take one. It just slowly creeps the lead, and they won't be clapping that one, that's for sure.
There is time on the clock here, mate. 5.5 minutes. I'll be getting some strike on the field here and trying to get one on.
Oh, they're going to get there.
I think they got there.
Matt Cole.
This could be a game changer, this try. 2 to go, 5 minutes.
A lot of pressure as a coach. You see someone drop the ball like that as they're coming off out from their own line and they keep running to the box, or are you yelling at them to stay on? What's your take for that one?
Oh, mate, they're just a little bit complacent there, wasn't it? It was, again, we spoke about percentage plays, 1%ers. It's you can lose your mindset a little bit there, and that's what can happen. It is a coach killer. It's very hard to get your head around, but as humans, we do make mistakes, especially under a high octane game like this when it's hot and the boys are gassed. You just got to find it, though. You got to find that.
As Ryan dances, Bruce. Dummies and steps off, which is a good play. Given the man's been Ryan, it's a good chase by the Wolves defender. But as mentioned, have you guys done anything different in the lead up to this? Dane Lyons miles offside there. Absolute
miles offside. I think the ref's got it. It's good refereeing there.
Graham Goodwin, very experienced campaigner. He's all over that.
He is.
A cheap suit. And have you guys done anything different in the lead up, or has it just been status quo? A regular State Cup sort of prep for you guys?
Mate, it's been pretty simple for us. Like I mentioned, we've got a very, very young team, so we've just kept it simple. What we've had worked on is our fitness. So boys have put in really hard, and we've had great commitment to training. We will be running. There's no question, and it's going to be very, very hard to defend against us purely because of their foot speed. Where we do lack in experience, we will make up with speed and fitness. So it will be a challenge for any team that comes up against the young Manly boys, there's no question.
So is that taking, we were talking to Carly about it before in the way that Dorlo sort of play. It's just a massive running game, as you said. Like most of the men's opens, as we see someone get a little helping hand into the box. So he'll be thankful for that, no doubt, Nick Bruce. So the running game, as you said, a lot of the teams or clubs is that main focus. Like you look at Central Coast and they're so dangerous just on the way they run, and they're a very young side with a couple of experienced blokes in thrown amongst them, and just makes them so dangerous. Is that the blueprint that you guys have sort of looked for in the lead up to State Cup? Obviously keeping it Manly-like, but is that the sort of thing you're looking to emulate over the weekend? Yeah,
I think, our focus purely is defence. We do lose out a little bit. That's a nice try. Nice lines out of half there.
Cam West grabs his second, and a little flick pass there by Luke Salvatierra. And they extend their lead, and that'll be nail in the coffin for that one. This game is all but over. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. But basing the game mainly on defence.
Yeah, mate, that's been our primary focus is defence. It's we're happy to win 1-0. We're not about of course we're about scoring tries, but we are we pride ourselves heavily on defence. It's again where we lose a little bit of experience in attack, we can defend. So that's a good thing. Is nice little rooster play coming here for the boys. It's going to be hard to stop this if it's an early play. Just got to chop holes, and there it is.
That's Greenwich calls it live. Oh, you take that with your pocket and anywhere you go. Live call of the rooster play into some holes, and there you got it. You're hearing from one of the greats of the game, and you've heard it on the run. He called it beautifully, that one. I might be looking for a new job soon. And you keep calling like that, Scrano, I tell you what. They hit back the Wolves, but it might be a little bit too late, as Jojo once said. They'll go back on the attack, the Stingers here. And
here's Dane Ryan here. I think you'll see some damage here from this bloke. He's very sharp on his feet.
Ryan gets the ball back. He pops it over the top, and Richardson, they've called it forward. And Richardson, he went for one earlier and didn't get it, but he's got it.
From a defensive perspective here, you probably you would want to be get out and make those touches as hard as you can to try and get that ball back. But I think these guys, the boys will be chucking it around. That's a good ball.
This winger has been on fire. Jersey 14, Trent Nash. Wingers don't get much credit, but I think for the Wolves, he's been outstanding. He took the intercept in a bit earlier where the foot race was on, and very unselfishly, selflessly, took the touch when it was. He didn't try and run and get touched and run past it. They Tried the play and they got space. Lees for the line. Richardson's going to score that one. He's been wanting it, Richardson. Or Peterson. Take your pick. Richardson scores and he gives a wave to the crowd. May have been waving to the royal family as well. But Sydney Uni.
The one-liners, mate.
Got to bring them out some stage, so
20 seconds on the clock.
I'll count it down. And Scran, I want to just, we don't have long left, but I want to big thanks. I know you jumped at the opportunity. It's never too much to ask, so I appreciate you greatly. I know it's a busy schedule for most of our coaches coming in, but it's been great to have you in here and give everyone a bit of an insight. And I think the highlight, without doubt, was the call of that last try as the hooter goes in the background. So as Colby Smith will score, he's dangerous. We spoke about he's in everything, and he'll get the last one for the game, and it finishes 8-4. Sydney Uni running out winners. As I was saying, that big thank you, Scrano, for your efforts, mate. And good luck this afternoon, mate. Look forward to watching you. I think I'll be back in here for your game at 6:30. So good luck for the rest of the day, mate.
Good on you, mate.
For the weekend.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Thanks, Nath. Good on you, man.